In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I use the sold out system to help all my clients here in Kelowna get an abundance of leads, opportunities, and new customers profitably. At this point, you have paid absolutely no money for all of this process. Like running the ads, doing the video shoot, getting the ads up and running and launched. I do all of that with $0 upfront. So I'll take you to the very origin of the relationship. So typically people reach out to me and follow me on Instagram at Andrew DeBow. And I shoot them a message just saying, hey, I want to work with you. Let's set up a coffee and talk about that opportunity. And usually we meet at a coffee shop called Analog Coffee downtown. It's right in the lobby of my building, so it works really nicely for me. And if the business is a good fit, I send them an agreement. Very simple. It's a month-to-month agreement, no long-term contract, no upfront fees, and is completely performance-based. And a welcome email where they get a link to book the first video shoot. And they also receive an onboarding form where I get them to tell me all about their offer, their ideal customer, why they're the best in the city, and really let them brain dump so I can really understand everything I need to know about their business, their offer, their industry to create some amazing high-performing ads. And once the agreement and the onboarding form and everything is signed and we've booked the first video shoot, then we go ahead and we film the ads, we record whatever voiceovers are needed, and we edit and send the ads for approval. So we handle everything. We plan the ads, we film them, we edit them. We really take that entire process that most marketing agencies in town would charge $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for, and we create between 7 to 10 different ad variations, and we film new ads every 90 days to freshen things up, to change with the seasons, and to make sure that the ads never fatigue too much here locally. And a big part of that process is taking the onboarding form, and I personally sit down, take a few hours to plan out some ads that I believe would perform really well here in Kelowna, targeting your ideal customers. And then a couple other things happen. I also invite you and anyone relevant on your team to the Slack channel and to start joining the 2 weekly calls that I run. So I run a call on Tuesday that is all about the sales process, and I run a call on Thursday that is all about the back-end systems. So really helping my clients squeeze all the juice out of all the leads that I generate for them so that they're calling them, booking them on the calendar, closing them, so we can run this entire funnel as profitably as possible. And also making sure that their back-end organization, CRM, automations, communication, everything, their tracking even, is up to standard so that their business is running as it should be. And I also send them a couple video modules like how to get me access to their Facebook ads manager and a couple other key things like how to set up notifications every time a new lead comes in so that you can contact them right away and book them into your calendar if they don't do it by themselves on the booking page. So then with that, they grant me access to their ads manager. And then once the ads are filmed and approved by the client, then I can go ahead and pretty much launch the ads right here once I have the access. And then you and your team can start joining the weekly calls to improve the conversion rates of the leads that are pouring in and the existing leads and marketing sources that you already have in your business. And the cool thing about this is at this point, you have paid absolutely no money for all of this process. Like running the ads, doing the video shoot, getting the ads up and running and launched. I do all of that with $0 upfront. Only when the ads are launched and leads start flowing in, I charge a fee per every 10 leads that come in. And I'm not talking fake leads. So if someone puts a fake name, email, phone number, that does not count. They have to be real people in Kelowna that saw your ad and were interested in your ad enough to click 4 different buttons, put in their information, and get sent to your booking page. And only then do I call that a lead. And when we meet at the coffee shop for the first time, we agree on what would be a fair per lead fee that would make sense for both of us long term. And we do that based on what the lifetime value of a customer is for you and kind of what your existing margins and price points are. So that way, if the ads do really well, I get compensated for my expertise. And if the ads don't do well, you're not paying out of pocket for an ineffective marketing service. But I always strive to make my ads do really well because I'm incentivized to do so. And then at this point, we're rocking and rolling. Leads are flowing in and people are starting to provide their name, email, phone number. They go to your booking page and they book themselves in passively. No one on your team needs to contact them or reach out to them. And a lot of people will book by themselves. And that will lead to sales and revenue for you. But then a percentage of leads that flow in will make it to the final step, whether it's to book a free game plan meeting or a consultation or a quote or however your offer is structured. Some people will give you their information, but they won't finish that last step. And right here is where the most money is made. So all these warm leads that came in from the ads that made it to the very last step, that just didn't complete that last part of the sales process, we need to make sure that your systems, your processes, your scripts, and your team is set up the right way to convert as many of those people as possible. Because that's where you start seeing a ridiculous return on ad spend when you can crack that code and not just close the low-hanging fruit. Now, with all this in place, you will be one of the top marketers for your niche in Kelowna right away in the first week of working with me, because I don't think any of your competitors are running video ads and have a dialed online process to book in new clients. It's extremely rare. And you will have this for $0 upfront, and you only pay when it's working. So just to quickly recap, we agree on a per lead fee that makes sense for both parties long term. We get the first ads booked. I get you to dump all the relevant information into the onboarding form and booking the first video shoot. We get the first ads filmed, edited, approved by you. I start getting you and your team access to the 2 weekly calls, and we start optimizing your entire processes of your entire business. You give me access to your ads manager so I can jump in there, launch the ads, and build everything out properly. And the ads get launched and leads start pouring in, and I charge you for every 10 leads that come in. And these leads will be your ideal clients, and a lot of these leads will book onto your calendar without any outreach needed, but we'll also take the warm leads that didn't convert on the very last step and make sure that we're converting them at the highest rate possible. And all of this is called the sold out system, and this is how I will help you run video ads locally here in Kelowna as profitably as possible. And the only reason that this funnel will not work is if your offer is absolutely terrible, if you have a horrible reputation in the city, and if you or your team is not willing to communicate with the warm leads that showed interest. But if none of those things are true for your business, then this will work extremely well. Now, I only work with one kind of niche business in the city. So I only work with one lawyer, one mortgage broker, one accountant, one car dealership. And I already have, at this point, at the time of recording, I have 20 active clients. So your seat might be taken, but feel free to reach out to me. Send me a message, Instagram at Andrew DeBow, and just reach out and ask if there's availability for your type of business. And if there is, we'll set a meeting at the coffee shop. I'll lay out this game plan if you need any more context, and we'll agree to a per lead fee that makes sense to both of us long term, and we'll get this set up. And I guarantee that your ads will be launched within the first week of working with me, and leads and bookings will come in on day 1 or 2 of the ads being launched. Now again, go ahead, I put the link to my Instagram in the description below. Click that, follow me, send me a message, and we can set up a time to meet and see if this would make sense for your business and potentially work together. I look forward to connecting with you and possibly working with you. And if you want to watch more videos about this process, how it works, here's another video that I think you'll love.